What's happening, Elevation Nation? And of course, my partner in crime, Sam. What's happening? What's going on, dude?
Happy Fortitude and 15 Thursday, Parker. Elevation Nation, hope you're doing well. We got an interesting episode for you all. As you know, Parker and I love to take Fortitude and 15 episodes to give you 15 minutes of introspective mindset coaching from our experiences, from our learnings as experts in the mindset game. Who better to learn from than entrepreneur extraordinaire, influencer, Twitter guru, founder, CEO of AppSumo, Noah Kagan. Now, Noah just launched his recent book called $1 Million Weekend. We get $0 in kickback if you buy the book. So feel free to buy it or feel free to not, because we're going to talk about what we've been learning as Parker and I read through his new book right now. Parker, I know you're excited to read it. It's got a bright green cover, which means you're going to make a lot of money after you read it.
Is that what they say? Like you open the first page?
Time to make seven-figure business in 48 hours. But I think it's funny, Parker. Let's just start with the title. Something interesting stood out to me. The theme throughout this book, $1 Million Weekend, is taking one weekend, not more, not less. That's the time that Noah allots for you to start to build the foundation for your business. And he's found that people that take longer amounts of time just keep thinking and overthinking it. But entrepreneurs, they act. So he gives you 48 hours, one weekend, to really put pedal to the metal and execute on your business. Sound familiar? Sound like a weekend where we locked ourselves in a room to try to figure out a business?
I remember those days, and they were pretty elevated days. But so you're saying the book is all about just go and do, go and do, go and do?
Well, there's a lot of different lessons in the book. I mean, one is give yourself 48 hours, no more, no less. And that just aligns with how Parker and I started Elevation Nation even before reading this book. We locked ourselves in Ocean City, Maryland, in a condo for a weekend, for 48 hours, and brainstormed business ideas and how we could execute. So I absolutely love the concept, the title behind this book. There are lots of different tidbits of knowledge in Noah Kagan's book. One of the big ones that I found interesting that I want to talk about for a second is that there is unlimited upside just by asking. And in this chapter, Noah talks a little bit about the fact that a lot of people work hard, keep their heads down. They don't want to ruffle any feathers, so they don't ask. They expect good things to happen to them. They expect opportunities to arise. They expect people to read their minds. Your bosses, your partners, your parents, whatever it may be, you expect them to essentially read your mind. Noah challenges all of us to just ask. Asking these questions, asking what you actually want, asking for support, advice, help, a raise, a new job, a promotion, whatever it may be, is the first step. And I think that's a beautiful lesson there, because oftentimes we never ask. We don't want to piss anyone off or ruffle any feathers. Asking a question, if you do it in a genuine way, does not piss people off. It's merely inquiring. Parker, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on just the power of asking a question to someone and why it's important to help you continue to grow and elevate.
I think in the world of entrepreneurship, to your point, Sam, it's there's the side of I don't want to look like an imposter. I don't want to feel like an imposter. I don't want to look like I'm not cut out for whatever. But at the same time, every entrepreneur, especially ones that get going from the start, how much do you really know? How legit are you? Right? And I think a lot of times we felt this way, that we want to legitimize ourselves or make ourselves look good, even though internally, Elevation Nation, at times we're like, what the hell is happening? But we want to portray a certain way so that we can seem bigger than we are. We can seem more legit than we are. And as a result of that, I feel like sometimes we don't allow ourselves in that case to be vulnerable and ask for that help, because it's if we're asking for help, maybe they'll see us as not as good or not as legit. But to your point, this is a guy who's so successful in building big businesses and helping other people feel inspired and build businesses. He's saying go ask for help. Go ask for those things that you need. And I agree, because I think it's so much harder for us to acknowledge and let our ego down a bit and actually ask when we need help, or even more so, ask sometimes when we don't even need help. We just need, advice or a thought, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we just got to be vulnerable enough to just say, hey, I need a hand here. And maybe someone will say no. Maybe someone will say yes. We will never know if you don't ask the question.
Questions are powerful. I think that goes hand in hand with a blanket statement that Parker and I want to pass to all of Elevation Nation. Many of you have taken us up on this offer, but I'm going to reiterate it. Anyone that's seeking advice on young adulthood, life, business, career, mindset, coaching, happiness, just wants to chat, whatever it may be, go to our website, elevationnation.io, sign up for a free 15-minute conversation with Parker and I. Most likely, we're going to give you more than 15 minutes. We'd love to chat with you. We'd love to hear from you. We want to help Elevation Nation. We want to connect with Elevation Nation and support you all where we can. So go ask. Parker and I are giving you permission to ask. We are here to support and help. The power of asking.
I'm reading a really interesting book right now, Sam. I really am. I'm excited about it. It just came out. It's by this author. Well, no, this guy's an entrepreneur, venture capitalist, big Web3 proponent. His name is Chris Dixon. He just wrote a book called Read, Write, Own, and it's all about the ideas behind the internet and what is to come with the next stage of the internet. And I feel like there was like that whole blockchain crypto craze like 2 years ago where people were buying NFTs and going crazy on Bitcoin and doing all that like nonsense. And I feel like it's kind of died down a little bit, like the people who were playing casino with all of this stuff. And it's really refreshing to read like the reasons for why this guy thinks and why so many believe in the future of blockchain and the internet, and taking the hands out of corporations and putting it into the hands of the individual. And I think it's just really cool and inspiring, because when I read it, I feel like I'm reading like some innovation, futuristic thing, but like it's literally in front of our eyes right now. And I'll let you know, I'm only on page like 25. It's definitely a more dense read and computer science like esque, and I am learning a lot. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Not my type of book, but do your thing. Do your research for us. Web3 freaks me out. I don't even know what that is.
What?
But you can talk to other smart people about that.
About what?
What the hell Web3 is.
Maybe I'm going to be able to be the one to educate you one day.
Please.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, right. He's basically saying the first age of the internet.
I don't really want it now.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you right now, real quick, because it's read, write, own.
I want the whole book.
What?
I want the whole book summary. I want the first 25 pages. We're going to do a full episode when you're done with the book, and you're going to teach me and Elevation Nation.
Fine.
I want the first 20 pages. Save it.
Well, this is Elevation Nation. I'm just saying this is Sam's way that he's like just not interested in what I'm saying right now, so he's trying to pass it off to a later day. But that's fine. I get it. Makes sense.
Listen, I don't want the first 20 pages. If you're going to teach me, give me the whole thing.
Okay.
So I will patiently wait. But I will get us back on track to the book that we wanted to talk about. That I think there's one more lesson here that I want to discuss with you, which is the power of rejection.
Yeah.
Something I think you and I have honed over the years. Something I will fully admit I'm still not very good at. But Noah talks about how powerful rejection is, and if you turn rejection into a game, that you won't take it as personally. And that was something I found very interesting. He tells a quick story about his dad, who's when he was growing up, he was like a photocopy machine salesman, right? And he'd go business to business and get rejected and rejected and rejected. And Noah went with his dad one day and said, "Dad, aren't you upset from getting rejected all these times?" And he said, "Noah, absolutely not. I know that I need 25, 50, 100 rejections in order to get a sale. Every rejection I get, I celebrate. I'm one more rejection closer to getting a sale." And I think that mindset of flipping rejection on its head, not taking anything personally, first off, and changing the narrative and gamifying rejection is really interesting. And so Noah challenges us. I don't know if I have the cojones to do this, but maybe I'll try to go to a local coffee shop, go to pay, and just say, "Hey, can I have 10% off?"
He says
Don't
that in
give
the
them a
book.
reason. Don't say anything else. Yeah, he says, just ask for 10% off. They're either going to say yes or they're just going to say no. And you're going to get used to being rejected in an easy, painless way. And so I think it's cool. I certainly need to work on it because I hate getting rejected. But I love that concept of like, hey, man, rejection isn't as bad as you think. So go out and practice and go out and try it. It's a skill you need to learn, just like anything else.
I love that. I think that's a cool exercise. Go out and just, yeah, I mean, hey, worst comes to worst, you get your coffee for the same price that you always thought you were getting your coffee for, and
We're
best
gonna
case
pay
scenario,
anyway.
you
Exactly.
get 10% off, and either way, you learn a good lesson right there. Man, that takes mental fortitude, going to coffee shops and asking for 10% off, because who does that?
I feel like if you did that in New York, Parker, they
Dude,
would spit in your
10%
face.
off for a New York
Laugh at
coffee.
you.
We're not talking like fucking, excuse me. We're not talking dimes here. We're talking possibly dollars at this point. Yeah.
That's a big deal. Parker, maybe we
I
found a way
don't
for
I don't
for you
drink
to say
coffee
some
at a
no
coffee
here.
shop.
I like it.
You know that.
We'll
I
both
don't
have to give
go
it a
to a
try.
coffee shop to buy coffee. I make my own
Oh, yeah.
coffee.
No,
I make my
little
own
too
coffee.
bougie. Well, ask JJ if you can get 10% off.
I mean, I could
See what she
ask
says.
10% off when I go get my coffee beans. Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
Give it a try.
Okay.
Let's see what
We'll
happens.
come back to that. I like that.
I like
Sweet.
it.
All right. Real quick.
All right. $1 Million Weekend. Some good lessons.
Let's do some elevator shoutouts. Real quick. All right.
I got mine.
I know your elevator shout
got
out. Let me
yours?
guess.
I just did it. I just posted about him. Elevator number 95, Jackson Dreyer. Congratulations on his first television appearance to talk about his new single, his new albums that are coming out. Jackson went back home to Illinois to go on TV and to share music with the world. And I know that was a big deal for him, and we are
That's
so very proud
awesome.
of you.
Love his music. He's absolutely such an elevator, crushing it down in Nashville, Tennessee. Gotta love it. I'm giving my shout out here to elevator 143, Brian DeBow, the Happiness King. I love that he's starting to post more on LinkedIn. I really genuinely enjoy his content. He's starting to post more on Instagram. And there are a few people that like you really enjoy what they have to say and offer to the world, and I respect the hell out of Brian and his mission, but more so he takes a really nice approach on how he creates content, and it's very digestible, and I really enjoy it. So I wanted to shout him out because his stuff makes me happy, and I guess that's what he's on a mission to do, make other people happy and spread happiness. So shout out Brian.
All right, Elevation Nation. Until next week.
Peace.
Peace.